This is a video about well, it's digital reality, but it's also domain names. Yeah. Right. The first time I've been looking at it's domain names, the values, because the traditional world doesn't value domain names. Right? Example. Right, yeah. Let's just say you've got a car forecourt, right? Yeah? And it's got, I don't know, let's just say, for argument's sake, about £20,000 a car, right? On the car forecourt, right? And you have to use a background noise because it's building. So let's just say that £20,000 in a car forecourt. How many? This website address, if you went to a car garage and it says 10 is 200,000, so 20,000 pound cars is 200,000 pounds. Oh, yeah. Then you got 10 is 2. So 50 £20,000 cars is £1 million, right? Yeah. So 100 £20,000 cars is £2 million. Right? What if you went to a car garage? This is a proper scenario, real life scenario that the traditional world is completely clueless about. Completely clueless. And that's why we're going to have a digital crash, or traditional crash, when they actually wake up and realise that the digital world exists. So a person says, like, you got 20 cars, you got 100 cars in the forecourt, 100 cars, all an auction, yeah, 120 grand cars, right? And you say, can I have £120,000 cars with? And I say, yeah, what are you going to pay with? I want to pay with this 5letter.com website address. At which point they would think you're off your trolley. Right? And it's at this point you need to look at today's dnjournal.com. DN as in domain name, journal.com. You go on the website, and I've said this many times before, you go on, you click the second button along, which is, the second button along at the top is domain name sales. You click on that because it's been updated last night, and a website address called hippo.com has sold for $3.3 million. And if you think of that as about $3.3 million is about £2.5 million. That's about 2.4 million quid, 2.5 million quid, right? So you could even have £120,000 car, which is 100. This is real, yeah. Today, whatever it is, this is like the 2nd of September, 2021. You check DN Journal, and there's $2 million website addresses sold in the last fortnight, and this is now the 7th fortnight in a row where a website address is sold for $1 million. But you won't see it in the paper, you won't see it on the news. So that's why I'm making the video showing that they exist, that domain names are selling for a lot of money, and the world generally is pretty clueless that a digital era and digital economy exists. So, going back to the 100, you could have 100. See, 100 is 100. You'd have 125. You could have 125 £20,000 cars for one website address, 5letter.com, and it's real because the website address did sell for £2.5 million. But if you walked into estate agents and said, "Can I have £2 million, two £1 million houses, please? I'll pay with a website address," they would laugh. When in fact, they're the stupid, they're the idiots, not the people with the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, and the premium domain names. And as it happens, that's an animal. I made a video yesterday saying you cannot get an animal and a colour, or a colour first and then an animal. Like a green hippo.com. You can't get it, it's sold, right? It's bought, right? Because they make good brands for businesses. Ironically, hippo.com sold for $3.3 million. I own lilacgoat.com. Goat.com would sell for $1 million on its own. I don't even know what lilac goat is worth. I paid 10 quid for it. About 10 quid, something like that. But I knew that you cannot get a colour and an animal, any colour you like, and any animal you like, .com. It's very, very rare to find one that's available in .com. Doesn't matter how much money you got. They're bought. There's a buyer out there that's buying them. I don't know who it is, but because they're all gone. This is just domain name videos showing people that domain names are selling for a lot of money. So hippo.com sold for $3.3 million, and near NEAR.com sold for $1.1 million, which is about 750 grand, so about $750,000. People, and if we go into a recession, which I trade the stock market, so I see what's going on in the stock market, stock shares and whatever, and all the stocks are up here, so at some point they're going to come down. How fast they come down, or if they come down, or if the tech stocks keep the economy running, and the crypto money, the Bitcoin money comes in and starts buying houses when they dip in value, which will keep the good. I don't know, but houses are going to be bought in crypto dollars, crypto Bitcoin, and the money is going to shift into digital crypto from traditional currency, and that will cause a massive crash, because then all the houses will be owned by digital crypto money, not GDP sterling or whatever. You have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, etc., etc. The world doesn't know about the digital era, but it will do, because there's no need for half the jobs to be done. The half the jobs that people have got mortgages for, there's no need for those jobs to be done, which means people will not be able to own a house. So all this, you need to get a degree, to get an education, to get a good house. You won't be able to get a job you'll have to have about 60 times your income to get a house. There won't be the need for the jobs that are currently being done. And if you think that there's about 5% of people doing all the work at the bottom, doing all the hard physical graft, and there's about 95% managing them, making sure that the 5% keep doing the hard graft. And the reason why you've got a shortage of that, currently driver shortage and workers and forklift drivers and whatever, is because the 5% doing all the physical hard graft must have physically fit and all that, yeah. They're just sick and tired of actually working flat out for pennies for the 95% management lot that are managing them. And the 95%, the management side of things, can be automated, digitally automated. There's no need for management to exist, because it can be automated. But the physical hard graft bit can't. Well, it can, and it's going that way, but it's half automated, half not. this is domain names, but we're into like, for those that understand the economy, and you've only got to see what, there's that many people that are skint and in real dire poverty, and it's never been easier to make a billion pounds ever. There's that many billionaires now, and it's mean the tech concept. But to do that, you need a domain name, which is why the price of domain names are soaring in value. But no one's telling people that the domain name values are soaring in value. And that's why not even your house, not even your £500,000 house, £1 million house is enough equity to buy a £3 million domain name. And that's when people have to start wake up, realise that, oh, we've missed the boat. The digital era has taken off without us. And you've only got to look at 5p coins. I don't know what I've got loose. I'll do this in a separate video. It's about cryptocurrency. I'll do this in a separate video. But that's the main name. So basically, if you go on to DN Journal, DN as in domain name, dnjournal.com. Today, this is the 2nd of September, 2021. You look at the second page column along the top. It says domain name sales. Click on that. Scroll down, and the top sale from the last fortnight is hippo.com. Click on the website, and you'll see that the second one down is that's all for $3.3 million. You can see it's a private sale. And the second one down is near.com, which is broken. Or sold, yeah. And that's sold for 1.1 million. You can see this. I can see it. You can see it if you look at it, and you get to understand what domain names sell for. So there's a lot of people in society with digital assets that they can't liquidate, but could afford quite a lot of things if they could liquidate their assets. But that time, currently, their assets, digital assets, are digital, intangible, illiquid assets, which cannot be liquidated at will or instantly. But they will do. And when those with digital, illiquid, intangible, illiquid assets start to be able to liquidate their intangible assets, and those intangible assets become tangible, liquid assets, then you're going to see some proper money in the market. Proper dough. Which will dwarf, oh, you must have a house, you must buy a house, you must buy a car. There's no need for cars. Well, there's no need for cars. You've got Amazon Zooks, haven't you? Autonomous Amazon Zooks. That's a different matter altogether. Anyway, this is just a bit of a waffle, but it's about domain names. The domain name values are going through the roof. Proper. But no one knows about it because no one looks, and you'll never hear that on the news. You'll never hear that in the paper. All good fun.